Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Warren's Team Talk. Thank you very, very much for coming and joining me today. I hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and you're enjoying yourself. And you can see I've still got my virtual background that I had yesterday. It's pretty cool, really, isn't it? But still, there you go. So anyway, I hope that you're all well. You're having a good day, and everything's going the way that you want it to. Please, guys, before we get started, can I just ask you to hit the like button, and also please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also please make sure you share it around with as many different people as you possibly can, because that's one way we can make sure that we share plenty of that we can make the world a better place to live in if my videos get shared around the world. Only joking. Anyway, and on top of all that, if you haven't subscribed, and if you look next to the subscribe button, there's a little notification bell. And on that notification bell, if you click that, what will happen is it will make sure that you get notified any time that I upload a video to YouTube, which is pretty handy. Well, that's of course if they decide to send out the notifications, of course, which they don't always do it, but there you go. So we got Dan in the chat. Hi Dan, how are you? He says hello, how are you? Yeah, good, mate. I hope you've had a good day in prison today and you've managed to escape. I'm good, thanks, mate. So I'm on time for once, mate. You're the first one here. I'm really, really impressed. It's wild. Anyway, so we're doing one of my favourites today. We're doing the preview for the FA Cup 5th round match between Peterborough United and Manchester City. So that should be pretty interesting. Well, it is actually. I quite enjoyed putting this one together. So without further ado, I think we'll get into it. Because the thing is, I never know how many people are going to come in or whatnot. And anyway, they can watch it on playback if need be. So, so on Tuesday, now this is really unusual because normally FA Cup matches, unless they're replays, always get played at the weekend. And it's not normal for them to be played midweek, and unless it's a replay, of course. So I was a bit surprised to see that the FA did this. So the 5th round games start this midweek, and on Tuesday, Peterborough United are taking on the might of Manchester City in the FA Cup. So it should be interesting. Dan's put another chat in saying, if people come in for the first time and hear you say, how was your day in prison, and hope you escaped, they're going to be calling the police on me. Yeah, I think I would stop saying that, to be quite honest. Or they'd be calling the police on me, telling me I'm harbouring known fugitives and stuff like that. Maybe I should stop saying that. Anyway, mate, but I hope you've had a good day, and that the teachers were all right with you. They didn't give you too much of a hard time. And I see that the county is still doing well at the top of the league. You must be absolutely delighted with that, mate. You must be. Because I don't know how many points you are clear now, but I think you won, was it 1-0 at the weekend against Weymouth or something? But, anyway. So let's get started. So, as usual, I just want to remind everyone that I have got a petition that I created on the change.org website. The idea behind the petition is to tell Arsenal Football Club that we don't want Mikel Arteta getting a new contract. And I know a lot of people will say, well, what good's a contract? What good is a petition do? They're not going to take any notice of that. Well, let me tell you, they certainly ain't going to take notice of it if no one does it. So that's what I've done. I just thought I'd do my bit to put a bit of pressure on the club. The link for that is in the description. You just click on the link and it'll tell you there. And if you want to sign it, it'll just follow the simple instructions on screen and you'll be able to do it. So, not delighted with the win. Okay. So why aren't you happy with the win? I'm guessing that means it wasn't a very good performance. Fortunately, I couldn't go to the game because I was at Army Cadet Camp for the weekend doing shooting, but my friend said the game was shit. Okay. Oh dear. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the cadet camp. It sounds like that was quite interesting and very useful as well. But a win is a win. Exactly. That's 100% true, Dan. It really is. We won from an own goal as top of the league. We should be doing better. Yeah, you should, but it depends because sometimes when you are top of the league, you might come up against a team who's like really dogged defence. They're very difficult to break down. And, sometimes these things happen, and you're just great. These are the sort of games that you'll look back on at the end of the season. If you do win the title and get promoted, you'll look back on this and say that was one that could have easily gone the other way and cost us the title, but you won. So that's the important thing, mate. Right. So Joanne Smith is in. Hi. Hello, Warren, she says. Hi, Joanne. How are you? I hope you're well. I have seen your message. I haven't had a chance to look at it properly. When I finish this, I'm going to, and I will respond. But I hope you're well and you're having a good day. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look at the road to Wembley so far for Warren's Team Talk, the adventure that we've had so far in getting this far. And James Dunlop has appeared. James says, hi, Warren. What are the odds of a Peterborough win? Laugh out loud. Hope you're well. Mate, I actually know that because I'm going to talk about that later in the chat. So later in the video, you're going to find out. You're going to find out because I actually did work that out. So yeah, I hope you're good, mate. I hope you calm down after that game at the weekend against Manchester City at home. I heard that you were robbed, to be quite honest, but I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I'd be quite interested to know what you thought. Joanne Smith says, no worries, Warren. Thank you, Joanne. You see, I've got my lovely apartment all gleaming and new behind me. So, yeah, anyway, so let's move on. Let's look at where the road to Wembley has taken us so far this season in the Warren's Team Talk thing. Now, before I do that, just to remind people, what this is all about is that years and years ago, I always used to pick a team at random, like really early on in the competition, and decide to follow them throughout the competition until they got knocked out. And then I would follow the team that knocked that team out. And so it went on until the final. So I thought I'd do it with this season, and we're just going to look to see now how it has all gone. Dan says completely unrelated, but I just checked Twitter, and in one of the post-match pictures, there was a fight happening in the background, and this went on Kent County's main social media. Oh my God, that's not a good look, is it? That is the sort of thing that Arsenal would never ever allow to happen, because they're so obsessed with PR. Like anything negative like that, they would just freak them out. It really would, but God, yeah, mate, that's not good at all. Didn't you pick County this season or something? I did. We're going to look at that now. We're going to look, see how it's all turned out. So, right. So this is a map of England, and it shows where we've been with the Warren's team talk. First of all, we started off with Bolton. Bolton, in the first round, they played Stockport County. Then we moved from Stockport. We went on to Rotherham. Then we went down to London to Queen's Park Rangers. And then we went back up to Peterborough. And then he says, well, don't pick them again. You doomed us. Mate, there is a curse. There is a curse on this bloody Warren's Team Talk banner, I'm telling you, because every team that carries it always get knocked out. So let's see how it's turned out, because it hasn't been a good story, I can tell you. So the first leg was on the 7th of November 2021. Saw Bolton Wanderers play Stockport County at home. The game ended in a 2-2 draw. We then moved on to Stockport, and Stockport County hosted Bolton Wanderers for the replay. An absolutely incredible game that ended 5-3 after extra time, and it was a brilliant game. And then that was on the 17th of November. The third leg on the 1st of December saw Stockport County travel over to Rotherham to face Rotherham United, and Rotherham won the game by 1-0. A highly dubious refereeing decision in the game where Stockport had a really good goal, in my opinion, disallowed. I still can't work out why it got disallowed, but there you go. It did, and they got knocked out. Next leg round was number 4. We went on the 8th of January, Queen's Park down to West London, and QPR entertained Rotherham United. The game ended in a 1-1 draw, and QPR won the game 8-7 on penalties. Let's see what we got here. Sorry, what was the score? What score was that County versus Bolton game score again? I didn't hear. Well, first of all, at Bolton, it was 2 each. And then the game at Stockport ended 5-3 after extra time. So you did really well. You did. It was a fantastic game. Shocking referee. Yeah, I'm sure it still rankles with you, mate, because if I was a County fan, I would have been absolutely fuming. I would have been trying to get on the pitch and all sorts. Even when you have their fans saying it was a good goal is when you know the ref was messed up, mate. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? If Rotherham fans were saying it was a perfectly good goal and it should have stood in an FA Cup tie as well, I hasten to add, that says it all. It really does. And JCH, the GOAT 01. What's your prediction for the Posh v Man City game? Actually, I forgot to put that in the slide. That's really silly. I think I don't think it's going to be a walkover for City. I do think City will win, unfortunately, because I want this bloody curse on the Warren's Team Talk banner to end. But I think Posh will lose at home by 2-0, unfortunately. It hurts me to say it, but because I want Posh to win, because they're holding the Warren's Team Talk banner into this. So, yeah, I think the Posh will lose, sadly, by 2-0. But I think they'll do themselves proud, and I think they'll put up a really strong performance. And, yeah. And Dan says 3-2 City. Yeah, well, that'd be even better if it was 3-2 and Posh scored a couple of goals. I mean, and then I'm a Posh fan. Well, welcome as well, JCH, the GOAT01. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay and you enjoy the video. And I think we're going to somehow get lucky and win 1-0 last minute goal. Mate, that would be absolutely wild. I mean, I personally, I'm an Arsenal supporter, right? And I remember when Wrexham knocked us out of the FA Cup, like back in the day, I think it was 1992, I think it was. And Mickey Thomas scored this absolute screamer of a goal to make it 2-1. And they knocked us out the FA Cup when they were in the 4th division. And we were league champions that year. So it was, it was painful. Let me tell you, the stick that I got because of that was just unbelievable. Question, why are you guys called Posh? That's a very good question. JCH, the GOAT01, you got any idea why Peterborough are called the Posh? Be interesting to find that out. James Dunlop says, I think 3-1 City. Peterborough's main aim is staying up, but this game they've got nothing to lose. Yeah, you're absolutely right, James. I think the main priority, in my opinion, for Posh has to be that they have to try and stay in the Championship because it's not looking good. They're right down the bottom, and they're struggling from what I can see. So if it was me, yeah, lovely day to have entertaining potentially the league champions, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to help them stay in the Championship, is it? So, yeah. JCH, the GOAT01 says, yeah, as someone said in Peterborough, shall we create a Posh team based in Peterborough? That's how it started. Is that right? Wow, that's pretty cool. I like that. Too, I have to say. I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah, that was the 4th leg. QPR beat Rotherham 8-7 on penalties. And the 5th leg saw Peterborough take on QPR at their home ground, and they were, I think it's called London Road, isn't it? Posh's ground. And they defeated QPR by 2-0. And I was a bit surprised by that. I didn't think they'd win, but they did. Fair play to them. And they won. They got the reward of a 5th round tie at home to Manchester City, which is absolutely amazing. It really is. But I just hope that they can do themselves proud, maybe get a win. If not, at least put in a really strong, good performance that helps boost their confidence and provides the catalyst for them to stay in the Championship. So, yeah, there you go. So let's have a look at Peterborough United's FA Cup history. I did more in-depth look at this in the previous video I did for the FA Cup series when they played QPR. but their best performance in the FA Cup came in the 1964-65 season when they reached the quarter-final, but unfortunately lost 5-1 to Chelsea. I think the game was played at Stamford Bridge, and then the Posh's biggest victory in the FA Cup was a 9-1 win versus Rushden Town on the 6th of October 1945. And in that game, a guy by the name of Ken Laxton scored 6 goals. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, I've seen people score 4 in a game, but I've never ever seen anyone score 6. That's something going. Really is. So I would love to see City play at EP. What? Sorry, Dan. What's EP? Are you talking about your ground? Stockport County's ground, and because I can't even remember what your ground's called. I'm sorry, mate. It's my age. You see, I'm got grey hair now, and I'm getting on a bit. Memory starts going when you get to my age. So yeah, that would be if you're talking about them playing at Stockport. Yeah, it would be really cool. Especially if they came with all their stars and whatnot. Talking of which, I've got a funny story for you. I went to a pre-season game once. Brighton were going to be playing against Steaua Bucharest in a pre-season friendly, right? And we thought, yeah, we'll go down there and see some of these top Romanian players. I think Hadji was still playing for them at that point. And we got down there. Game had just started. Brighton absolutely battered this team, like 4-0 at half-time it was. And we didn't recognise any of these bloody players that were out on the pitch. Me and my mate, we think it was their reserve team. Anyway, the second half came and they could change. They substituted the whole team and a proper team come out. And in the end, I think the game ended 5-5 because Steaua Bucharest put their proper team on, like I say, and they went 5-4 up, and then Brighton got an equaliser right in the end. So it was an unbelievable game. It really was. But it was great to see likes of Hadji and all them playing. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that little story with you. That's it, Edgeley Park. You're absolutely right, mate. Yeah, it'd be pretty wild. It would. Especially if they came with all their, stars and whatnot. So this is where Peterborough are so far this season. As you can see, they're second bottom in the Championship. They're 1 point above Barnsley, who are bottom. And they've got a game in hand over Derby, who are third bottom. And have they've got the same amount of points. And they've also got a game in hand on Reading, but they're 8 points clear of the chasing pack. So it's not looking good, like I said, and their goal difference is absolutely horrendous. Look at that, minus 39, and I thought Arsenal's goal difference was bad. And Josie H, the GOAT 01 says we are bottom now. Oh my God. Jesus. So is that after the weekend games? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. When West Ham played us, we were all in lockdown, but they had to bring a first team player on to score on us in the 87th minute, I guess. Yeah. Well, there you go. See, you put up a good fight, and it can be done. It can. And we've got Hafig. And he says VUM.today. Okay, mate. I don't really understand what you mean by that, but if you want to explain it a bit more, I'll try and talk to you about it. And Dan says, bot again, laugh out loud. Yeah, I thought it was, but I did want to be making an assumption. So it's a tough task for all the three teams in the bottom three. They all need not only a run of form, but they need Reading to have a massive free fall. Yeah, because they got quite a nice cushion between them and the rest of the clubs, haven't they? So yeah, you're absolutely spot on, James. James says it's another bot comment, Warren. Oh well, if it is, it is. As long as they're not being abusive, I don't really mind. Anyway, moving on. So in the FA Cup this year, Peterborough entered the FA Cup in the third round proper, and in the third round on the 8th of January, they faced Bristol Rovers at home and won the game by 2-1. And then that took them through to the fourth round, obviously. And in that fourth round, they faced Queen's Park Rangers at home and won the game by 2-0, which gave them the right to face Manchester City at home in the fifth round. So fair play to them. So let's look at Manchester City now. And Manchester City's FA Cup history. They've won the FA Cup on 6 previous occasions, and they've been runners-up 5 times. And that Manchester City's record victory in the FA Cup was on the 4th of October 1890, when they defeated Liverpool Stanley 12-0. Now, James, do you know anything about this bloody Liverpool Stanley team? Right, because I was trying to find something out about them when I was doing my research for this video, and I couldn't find anything. Apparently, there was this site called Liverpool Stanley. All I found out was there was a rugby team called Liverpool Stanley, but obviously I can't imagine that the rugby team would have played football in the FA Cup. I just can't imagine how that would have happened. They may have done, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if you know anything about it. They keep appearing on numerous channels. It is a problem YouTube need resolving. But what is it? Is it like computers just randomly creating chats and like going into people's chats randomly and stuff like that? Because it seems to happen every single time I do a live stream. I mean, personally, I don't mind it if they're not being abusive. Not like that clown who came in the other day and kept spamming the chat saying Mikel Arteta in and whatnot. That I found really get annoying. But I don't know. Dan Evans says, yeah. Or is anyone else in the chat who knows anything about this Liverpool Stanley team, or anyone who's watching this on playback? If you do, please put it in the comments, because I really want to find out about this team. Dan Evans. Oh, him. Yeah, exactly, man. He was a little prick. I don't think he was a bot, mate. No, he wasn't. I think I know who it was. And it wasn't Julian from AFTV either. So let's have a look at Manchester City's runners-ups in the FA Cup, when they've been runners-up in the FA Cup. So they've done this on 5 occasions. The first time was in 1925-26, when they lost 1-0 to Bolton Wanderers. It happened again 7 years later in the 1932-33 season, when they lost 3-0 to Everton. There you go, James. See, Everton defeating Manchester City 3-0. I bet you wish that would have happened these days. It shows you how times change. 1954-55 season, Manchester City lost 3-1 to Newcastle. And then in 1980-81, they lost 3-2 to Tottenham, which after a replay, the first game at Wembley ended in a 1-1 draw, and then in the replay they lost by 3-2, and the game was marked by an absolutely fantastic goal scored by Tottenham's Ricky Villa. Those of you who haven't seen it, Google it on YouTube. Google it or look it up in YouTube, because it's an unbelievable goal. He just basically got the ball on the edge of the area, right, and he went around 2 or 3 Manchester City defenders and then just like slotted it past the City goalkeeper. I think it was probably Joe Corrigan. To get City to Tottenham the FA Cup. And then in 2012-13, they lost 1-0 to Wigan Athletic. And then Craig Malloy says, big up, Warren. Haven't a Scooby who Liverpool Stanley are. No, neither have I, mate. The only thing I could find was that there was a rugby club in Liverpool called Liverpool Stanley, and I'm assuming that they had something to do with Stanley Park in Liverpool, but other than that, I ain't got a clue, mate. And James Dunlop says, in future, Warren, I'd ask Diesel to add mods to the channel just in case any more spamming happens. I'm going to ask him how to add them. So if anyone wants to be considered as a mod, let me know and I'll be happy to do it. I mean, the thing is, it only happens like every once and again, so I don't want to be a pain in the bum for people, to be quite honest. But yeah, you're right. And then James Dunlop says Dixie Dean scored in that final in 1933. I've watched that goal on a DVD on Everton's history that I've got. Mate, that man was unbelievable. What a fantastic player he was. He scored 60. Was it 60 league goals that he scored that particular season where he scored all those goals for Everton? Or was it 60 goals in total? I've got a feeling it was 60 league goals that he scored, which is unbelievable. Dan Evans says, interview time. Right, okay. What's that all about, Dan? The final against Wigan was crazy, though. Wigan knocked us out in the quarterfinals. Not only they won it, their manager, Roberto Martinez, ended up replacing David Moyes as manager for us later on. What did you think about him as a manager? Oh, here we go. There's another one. Jesus, and I didn't think it was that bad. There goes another one. Oh, dear, oh, Lord. I don't think I have ever heard of Dick Sting. Mate, the fella was mad. Look him up on Wikipedia. The fella scored 60 league goals, I think it was, in a season. It was unreal. It was 60 league goals in the 1927-28 season. It would be amazing if that happened now these days. Yeah, it would. So he scored 60 league goals. Right, let's work it out, right? So there would have been 42 games he played in. Well, 42 games in the season. Let's just assume that he played in every league game. He may not have done, but just to say for the sake of argument, he did, right? So he scored 60 in 42 games, right? That's a goal, right? 1.43 goals a game, which is absolutely insane. How many players don't score 30 goals in the league season these days, let alone getting one and a half a game. It's just absolutely insane. That's like 3 goals a game. Yeah, sort of. It is. That's a lot of hat-trick bonus he got. Exactly, mate. Honestly, the man was insane. He was absolutely fantastic. James Dunlop says Martinez had one very good season because he inherited Moyes' defensive structure and added more attacking play. Problem he had no plan B. He was way too stubborn later on. He had to go. Yeah, because I sort of had that impression of him as well. Because I know at one point there was a lot of talk about him coming to Arsenal to replace Arsene Wenger, and I was thinking, I'm not sure that I rate him enough to be able to do that. But yeah, because I just thought he was very one-dimensional, and he struggled when things weren't going the way that he necessarily wanted them, or they weren't winning. And you have to ask question marks of him. The way that he's never managed to get that Belgium national team that he's coaching, to win a major international tournament, because the players that they've had at their disposal, they should have done. They should have. James says, I bet you would have Martinez over Arteta. 100%. Laugh out loud. Mate, I'd have bloody your neighbour's dog over bloody Mikel Arteta, mate. I just think he's the worst manager I've ever seen at Arsenal, and that's no exaggeration. I honestly do. I've been watching Arsenal since 1972, right? And I have to say, I can't remember another manager who's worse than him. Okay, so let's look at Manchester City's FA Cup wins. They won the cup in 1903, 1904, then in 1933-34, 1955-56, 1968-69, 2010-11 and 2018-19 seasons. So the first one, 1904 FA Cup final, Manchester City beat Bolton Wanderers by 1-0 thanks to a goal from Meredith in the 23rd minute. I believe that game was played at, I think it was played at Selhurst Park. I might be wrong, but I think it was. Let me just double check that. I'm just checking to see where that was played. Hold on a sec. Statistics. FA Cup. List of Cup finals. 1904. It might have been at Crystal Palace, but not Selhurst Park. It might have been the old Crystal Palace ground. Or it might have been at the Oval, even, because they used to play there sometimes. Yeah, it was played at Crystal Palace. So that doesn't mean that it was played at Selhurst Park. It might have been on the site of the old athletics stadium, but I really don't know. Then 30 years later, Manchester City beat Portsmouth by 2-1. That game was played at Wembley, obviously. And they were losing the game for a long time, by the looks of it. After Rutherford from Pompey gave Portsmouth the lead in the 28th minute. And then 2 late goals from Tilson gave Manchester City victory. And Dan Evans says, you missed your chance to have Simon Rusk. I'm sure you want him out quicker. mate, if the fella had experience of managing a football club, then I'd take him. I'm not even joking. James Dunlop says, take away their recent success. Man City have got history, just not anywhere near as big as Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal's history. That is true. That is true. And I don't think they're as big as you lot either, because Everton have got a lot of history and tradition, and that's why I like them. So in 1956, Manchester City defeated Birmingham City by 3-1, thanks to goals from Hayes, Johnston and Dyson, and a solitary response for Birmingham from Kinsey. And quite an emphatic victory, really. And then in 1969, Manchester City beat Leicester by 1-0, thanks to a goal from Young in the 24th minute. Oh dear. And then in 2011, Manchester City beat Stoke by 1-0. Yaya Toure got the winner that day. And in that picture, you can see Mario Balotelli with his Mohican haircut. He was an absolute nutter. He really was. The fella used to set fireworks off inside his kitchen. He was crazy. And then into 2019, Manchester City absolutely destroyed Watford by 6-0. And that victory equaled the record set for the biggest victory in an FA Cup final. I think the record up to that point was held by Preston North End. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. And Dan Evans says Rusk only had academy experience, so take your pick. Well, I think I'd still take Rusk. And Dan Evans says I've just noticed, yes. And Dan Evans says you've got a new back end. Of what? I don't understand, Dan. Sorry, mate. Ground. Right. Okay. I'm still not sure that I understand what you're going on about, but never mind. And then, so in addition, let's quickly look at the 1956 final, because this is known as the Bert Trautmann final. Now, why is he so special? Now, Bert Trautmann went down in Manchester City in FA Cup folklore after the bravery he showed in the 1956 final. The Blues beat Birmingham City 3-1 to lift the trophy for a third time, but it was the form of ex-German paratrooper who made the headlines. Now, Bert Trautmann was served during the war for Nazi Germany, and he was a paratrooper, and he got captured by the British Army, and he was a prisoner of war, I believe, and he ended up playing in goal for Manchester City. Now, on this day in the FA Cup final, there was a nasty collision with Birmingham striker Peter Murphy, and Bert Trautmann got knocked unconscious. And at that time, there was no substitutes. Not that they didn't have any left. It just, substitutes were never a thing. They just had you had your 1 to 11, and if anyone got injured, you went down to 10 and 9 or whatever. Anyway, so he recovered and he played out the remainder of the game in considerable pain. Bert Troutman pulled off a string of fine saves before it was later revealed he had in fact broken his neck in the game. So yeah, imagine that, playing in a game with a broken neck. It's just unreal. Oh, a different background. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, I changed it yesterday because I did a stream with a fella called the Old Skool Gunner on his channel, and I was just playing around with backgrounds before I went onto his stream, and I quite like it, but I want to put another one. I want to see how you can create the backgrounds because it doesn't look very straightforward. You have to make sure you get the size right, otherwise it doesn't work properly. Anyway, thank you, James. I've just worked that out. James says he means a new background you've got, Warren. Yeah. And yes, typing skills have left the chat. Fair play to you, mate. No, it's not a green screen. No, it's not. It's you just have the ability to select a picture file, and it will put it as a background for you. So that's pretty cool. I like that, I have to say. Anyway, so let's look at Manchester City. Oh yeah, so some other records from FA Cup records from Man City. Their most appearances in the FA Cup is Mike Doyle, who's had 44. The record FA Cup goal scorer is Fred Tilson with 22. Their record victory in the FA Cup was 12-0 v Liverpool Stanley on the 4th of October 1890. The record FA Cup scoreline was 11-4 versus Crystal Palace on the 20th of February 1926. Now that must have been some game. 11-4. That's crazy. The record FA Cup attendance was 84,569 versus Stoke City on the 3rd of March 1934. And then in the 1933 FA Cup final, Manchester City played Everton, which was the first game in which shirt numbers were worn. Everton won the game 3-0 and wore numbers 1 to 11, and Manchester City wore numbers 12 to 22. So, yeah, I found that quite interesting, that one. Anyway, so Manchester City's season so far, they're sitting proudly top of the FA Premier League in first place. They're 6 points ahead of Liverpool, but Liverpool have a game in hand, and they do have to play each other at the Etihad Stadium before the end of the season. So that game is going to be absolutely massive. It really is. So, you know, that could have a massive impact on the destination of the Premier League title. But we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting, though. Then Manchester City, as all teams in Tier 1 of English football, entered the FA Cup in the third round proper. And in the third round, they defeated Swindon Town away by 4-1. And then in the fourth round, on the 5th of February, they defeated Fulham at home by 4-1. And then the only time that Peterborough United have played Manchester City, apparently, I'm not sure how true this is. I find it difficult to believe they've never played each other before. But the only time they've ever played each other was in an FA Cup match. Ironically enough, it was in the 5th round as well. And this happened in 1981 on Valentine's Day. And Peterborough United lost by 1-0 at home. with Booth scoring in the 42nd minute. So, yeah, I found that interesting, but I find it difficult to believe that it's the only time they've ever played each other. But this website I use, which is very reliable for head-to-head records, said to me they'd only played each other on one occasion, and it was this cup match. So there you go. So let's look at the betting odds. Now, you were asking about this earlier, James. So here we have it. So the betting odds for this game, Peterborough United against Man City. Peterborough United to win are 25-1, and Manchester City to win are 1-9 on, and the draw is 15-2. So, yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't be putting any money on Manchester City on Peterborough to win. I think you might as well just go and hand your money out to a complete stranger, to be quite honest. But there you go. You never know, though. You never know. So, yeah, just a quick reminder. There is a petition to stop, or hopefully stop, Mikel Arteta getting a new contract. The link for that is in the description of the video. I want to big up the Gooner Claude Trust as well. There's a link in the video description for that as well. Basically, the Gooner Claude Trust, what it does, it gives disadvantaged kids the opportunity to go and watch games at Arsenal's Emirates stadiums in the best seats in the house. Gives the kids a great day out, and it's fantastic charity, in my opinion. So, yeah, the link, like I say, for that is in the description. So go and check it out. And then there's all these YouTube channels I want to tell you about. So there's the Old Skool Gunner. I did a stream with him yesterday on his channel, which was pretty interesting. I think that's the best way to describe it. A couple of times I went a bit over the top, I have to say, I think. Arsenal Alex, and he brings you all things Arsenal, including instant match reactions, and he does excellent shorts. He likes doing shorts, and his shorts are absolutely on point. They really are. The way he's able to break things down in just a couple of seconds is incredible. The Draw by Dre, he's another guy, young guy. He's got excellent Arsenal YouTube channel. And he's got a really excellent podcast called the Possession Based Podcast. There's the Aussie Gooner. He's got another really passionate Arsenal fan. It's got excellent content on his channel. He hasn't put stuff up for a while, but he assures me that he will be soon. His videos are amazing. So, be patient with him. He will be back soon, I can assure you, and it'll be fantastic. And then there's Diesel Arsenal. Now, Diesel used to be a presenter on the Claude and the Bantsters channel, and he's got his own channel now, and he discusses all sorts of things on his channel, including Arsenal, dating, mental health, amongst many other popular topics. So the man is superb. He can talk for England, let me tell you. And it's not uncommon for him to be streaming for 2 hours plus. And the way he presents stuff is really, really superb. An excellent guy, really lovely fella, and does excellent videos. So, yeah, the descriptions for all these channels are they're in the description for the video. And there's one other that I forgot to put on there. Actually, I don't know how it didn't get on there. There's a guy called Del Boy Gunner TV. He's another one with excellent content. He recently had Julian from AFTV on his channel. Oh my God. And I think he's having him on tomorrow night. And yeah, so that's going to be wild, because I'm telling you, I am going to be watching that video and I am going to be hitting that Julian with difficult question after difficult question. I'm going to just make it really uncomfortable for him, because I think he's full of shit. I really do. And I'm gonna keep I'm not gonna be abusive to him, but I'm gonna be asking him lots of really, really difficult questions, and we'll see what he comes up with. So yeah, so like I say, all the links to all these video channels are in the description of the video. Please go and check them out. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. And put likes and subscribe to their channels. Yeah, you won't regret it, I'm sure. Right, so here we go. There's a lot of chats that I've missed here, so here we go. And then James Dunlop says, City needed that win against us on Saturday. Liverpool are in top form at the moment. Yeah, they are. And I think if you'd beaten them, I think it would have handed a massive advantage to Liverpool in the title race. But I think they got a bit lucky with that penalty incident. But I haven't really seen it, but I know it caused a bit of a storm. But I'm going to check it out in a little while because I'm really curious. And Dan Evans says, FA Cup and Trophy are one of the best competitions in football. 100%, mate. They really are. And there's all the drama and their history and everything. When it's FA Cup Day, you can feel it. I love it. I love FA Cup Day. And you can feel the tension and all the emotion of it all. It's just fantastic. Especially when the underdogs play the big dogs. Exactly. Woo woo. I don't get how betting odds work. Dan, basically, right, if it says 10-1, right, what it means that if you put a pound on, say you've got odds of 10-1 that Stockport will beat Liverpool, right? And it means that if you put a pound on and Stockport did beat Liverpool, you'd win a tenner, right? So that's basically how it works. I'm sure it's a bit more difficult than that, but that's all I can really, that's the best way I can think of describing it, to be honest. But if you Google it, I'm sure there'll be lots of sites that will give you a really in-depth breakdown of it all, but I really would struggle to explain it because I'm not sure that I understand it that well, to be honest. And Dan said, I watched it on replay when you did that stream with old Skool Gunner. Will there be any more? Hopefully there is, and hopefully I can come laugh out loud. Mate, yeah, I'm going to get him to come on my channel. So, yeah, I will let you know when it's going to happen. He's a top fella. He makes me laugh. He really does. Yeah, but go and subscribe to him as well because he's a top lad. And when you do go into one of his streams, make sure you tell him that I sent you. And James Dunlop says, Top Man Diesel, always a good laugh on his new channel. It is, and I missed his watch along the other day. I didn't get the notification for some reason. Something weird's going on with my channel. Joanne says he definitely is full of crap, Julian. He is, Joanne, and I'm going to make it really uncomfortable for him when he goes on Del Boy Gunner's channel tomorrow because I just think he's full of shit. I'm not even convinced. I'm not convinced he's an Arsenal fan. I think he is an actor he's either an actor or, if he is an Arsenal fan, he's been paid by Robbie to be controversial, because some of the crap he comes out with is just off the fucking scale. It is off the bloody scale. James Dunlop said, I've stopped watching AFTV years ago. From what people have described him, I'm glad I haven't seen this, Julian. Laugh out loud. Mate, the man he's a troll. He's an absolute troll. He turned round, right, the other day, and check this out, right? He said that he thought Mikel Arteta was the greatest manager ever, right? The greatest manager ever. Now, we're not talking about greatest manager ever in Arsenal's history. He's talking about the greatest manager ever in the game. Now, when you consider the managers that have been in football, the great ones, you've got Brian Clough, you've got Bill Shankly, you've got Howard Kendall, you've got Alex Ferguson, you've got Bob Paisley, you've got Jock Stein, you've got the list goes on. Brian Clough, the list goes on and on and on. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and he reckons this cloud is better than any of them. I just find it staggering, mate. When that fella goes on that channel tomorrow, I'm gonna make it so uncomfortable for him. I'm not gonna be abusive. I'm just gonna make it really uncomfortable. He ain't gonna like the questions that I'm gonna ask, because I'm telling you, I am not allowing him to come out with that shit and not get challenged about it. You need to ask some taxing and trying questions to Julian. He's a very trying and taxing himself. Joanne, don't worry, mate. When I go on there, I'm gonna make him squirm. I'm telling you. The only thing I hate is the long travel times. I'm going to Needham on the 12th, and it's a 9-hour round trip, but it's worth it to support the best team. Fair play to you, mate, because I hope that they put in a performance for you, mate. I really do, because that sounds an absolute monster trip. Yeah, so even us Everton fans know he isn't the greatest manager ever. 1 FA Cup and a Tin Pot Shield. What the fuck is wrong with some people? Mate, he's either really badly deluded. It's either that he's deluded, really badly. He's doing it to be controversial, which I think is highly possible. And he's been paid by Robbie to do it, because he knows the more controversial he is, the more people are going to tune in and go, right, let me go and see what that clown's Julian's going to say now, right? So that means they'll get views, right? So that's what I think. It's either that or he fancies him like Terry used to. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't make any bloody sense. It doesn't. On footballing reasons, it's completely off the scale mad. It really is. It's absolutely mad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow, because, like I say, I'm going to make it really difficult for him tomorrow. And yeah, he won't like the questions that I'm going to ask, I can tell you. Anyway, guys, so that's the end of my preview of the Peterborough Manchester City game, which is taking place on Tuesday night. Peterborough's London Road ground. Hopefully it'll be a really good game, and Peterborough will put in a really good performance for their supporters, and hopefully they'll sneak a cheeky 1-0 win in the last minute. But we'll see. So what the stream with on Del Boy Gunner's channel, I think it's 7 o'clock. tomorrow night. So yeah, I think it's 7 o'clock. So yeah, go and check it out because I'm gonna be in there, mate, and I'm like I keep saying, I'm gonna make it difficult for him. James Dunlop, I wish you good luck on that, Warren. Laugh out loud. Hope you talk some sense into him. Which will be hard work, according to some people. Mate, listen, I am not going to let that... I'm not going to let him go on there and talk absolute crap. I'm not. I'm going to, like, really ask him difficult questions. Whether the questions get read out or not, that's another issue. But the questions will be in there, I'm telling you. Cheers, Warren. Tech care, mate, says James. See you all soon, guys. Hit the likes and subscribe to Warren if you are new. Thank you very, very much for saying that, James. Yes, please, everyone, please remember to hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. And also, please make sure you pass the video around to as many different people as you can. That'd be absolutely superb. And Dan Evans says, see you, Warren. Yeah, see you later, mate. And go and check out the Del Boy Gunner TV channel as well. I think there's a link in the description for this video for his channel. I'm pretty sure of it. But yeah, it's gonna be wild. I'm gonna make it so difficult for him. I really am. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate you all coming in, and I really appreciate everyone who's come in and is going to watch this on playback as well. Please put your predictions for this game. Put in the comments what you think will happen, and if you're watching this after the game's finished, tell me what you thought about the game, what you thought about all the big talking points from the game, things like that. I'd be really, really interested to hear what you've got to say about it. And I will do a review after the game, in the days that follow after the game, so that'll be interesting. And then when the sixth round draw comes up, we'll look at that as well. That'll be interesting. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Please take care, and remember, take care and look after yourselves and all your friends and family and loved ones. Please remember to share some love and kindness around the world, especially at the moment with all the madness that's going on. And remember to keep talking. Yeah, remember, keep talking and be nice to each other. Anyway, unless it's Julian, of course, from Active TV. Anyway, take care, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.